It's okay. Off the mic. It's okay. Off the mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo touchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, my ego don't come, my people make we shout, my ego don't come, my ego don't come, man of the masses, my ego don't come, politico, this one not the off in mind. And in the touchlight every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder. My ego don't come. My people make we shout. My ego don't come. My ego don't come, man of the masses. My ego don't come. My ego the politico. My ego don't come. This one not the off in mind.
Hello there.
Mayegun la wa mo la mo do. Mayegun diary, Mayegun la wa mo la mo do. Mayegun diary, Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará yìí. Mayegun diary, lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live. Thank you so much for joining me. Apologies that we are starting late, but I'll make it up to you. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them, Mayegun today.
Godfather is in. Kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun diary. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹ́gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Mayegun diary. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ dódódódó. Mayegun diary.
On all this stress and pains I'm going through, at the end of the day, I'm still seeing my people buy fuel at the rate of 520 naira. And the deal settled, the subsidy was paid till end of July. We are seeing in June, my people are buying the fuel. And you as a new president in the office, you are not saying anything. Are you conniving with these people to frustrate masses? Sir, we all drive away from Peter Obi just because we realize that he's a pretender. So if we are not driving away from Peter Obi just because he's a pretender, and the road we were facing now, we were discovered that same person that we believe that is going to for masses is the same people is a pretender to us. Sir, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, don't dare us in this country, don't dare us. Some people are not eating. Some people they cannot walk freely just because they are campaigning for you. They use their life to campaign for you. Sir, you can send us to prison. You can do anything. You can arrest us, but we will never let you rest. If you continue selling food at the rate of 520 naira and you are not saying anything, we use our life to campaign for you. We do have free movement just because we are campaigning for you. Now you are frustrating us. We need to talk at this point. If you don't have a final say on the marketers, to tell them they should stop selling fuel at rate of 520 naira after 3 weeks in the office. Sir, I am highly disappointed in you. I am highly disappointed in you because I thought after the meeting you are going to instruct them to sell the fuel at 185 naira till ending of July before you decide on what to do. But as I'm talking to you now.
And yes, we like Glory YouTube. And yes, we like
Share this broadcast.
And yes, we like DJ Badi, yeah. And yes, we like
Thank you. Let's get started. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. Okay, this is Mayegun, and this is live, if you are watching it live. From the staple of Kolu, President Kolu, you Nigerians, you still have a lot of sacrifices you will make. And this is just the beginning. You better start getting used to this, because the template of Buhari has been upgraded. The shege you saw under Buhari, the deceit, the blame game, you are about to witness them at the most ridiculous, highest stage of your lives. Get ready for it, oh. So, how is Ileya going, by the way? Because I know it's not easy. So maybe you can tell me what's the last 1 month of Kolu, the sacrifice you made in the last 1 month. How far is that treating you so far? We'll get to that. Yesterday, Kolu returned to Nigeria. The empty barrel that makes the loudest noise returned back to the hell hole that they have created, Nigeria. But not without any drama. In the season of austerity, season of sacrifices, where they are asking everybody to sacrifice. They can no longer fund education. Sacrifice. They can no longer fund healthcare. Sacrifice. They can no longer subsidize petrol. Sacrifice. They need more money for themselves to cushion the effects of all of this. Reward. That's for them. Sacrifice is for you. But again, you will be the one to tell me how far, so far. So why they are still telling them that every hardship they face right now is a sacrifice for an enjoyment they will have at a later date? They have no idea what that later date will be. Kolu entered Nigeria with a convoy that a lot of people have been talking about. May I first share that one with you. People were counting cars that welcomed the empty barrel, the display of servicemen, the resources deployed. But guess what? That's why they wanted to be president in the first place. Block the road, VIP, immunity, and all that things that actually makes you feel like you are next to God. By the way, Buhari don't seek again for London. Oh, I say make I tell you, oh, okay? They have not made it any big news, okay? Buhari is back in London hospital now. You know, this time around, Nigeria is going to pick the bill, but somebody will have to write the check. Sure you get, not him anymore. And Buhari is back in that hospital looking fragile, frail, like somebody don't enter him again. I'll show you before I continue anyway. Because they met in London. And one of the things they said that they discussed was that Tinubu should respect their agreement. And the agreement will be Tinubu will not probe his government. Okay? The indebtedness, the corruption, the looting, okay? The printing of money, the destruction of Nigeria economy, the destruction of Nigeria security system. Tinubu said he will build on those legacies. And they said Buhari reminded him of that in London by telling him that but if he fails, that number one, he's not going to honor anything, okay? And if Tinubu fails, I mean, if Tinubu should go and start investigating him, that is an attempt to embarrass him. Number one, he's not going to honor any invite, okay? But, you know, he would appreciate it if Tinubu, you know, stick to their agreement. And the agreement is that everything that happened in Vegas stays in Vegas. All the destruction that happened under Buhari stays under the anonymous name, not Buhari, because he wanted to be paraded as the good elder statesman. But don't worry, it won't take long, okay? That title of, so I mean, being better, the title of elder statesman is going to get that in few weeks and months of Kolu, because you begin to look back and say, Omo Buhari is better. Imagine a life where you're going to open your mouth and say, Buhari is better in that your Nigeria. That's exactly what you should bargain for. So we don't know if Kolu is going to honor that or not, but I'll get to that. So Kolu got to Nigeria, where majority of people have resorted into trekking. They can no longer afford the regular transportation anymore. Right? This is the situation. No, people are suffering. They know they are struggling and suffering. Okay? They just don't kind of have the liver, the courage, right, to look themselves in the mirror and say, we did this to ourselves. Apologies to those of you who try to fight them off, to stop this, okay, because you did try. Some people got killed. A lot of people were left with lifetime scars, injuries, all because they tried to stop these criminals. Remember, right? So apologies to you. In fairness to you, you did try. When you look at those Yoruba Ronu this, Yoruba Ronu that, those who turned this into a tribal war, religious war, all for these criminals to come back and then dip all of them in poverty. Do you know that, in case if you are not bold enough to tell yourselves the truth, right? Do you know that 4 million Nigerians have fallen into poverty, real poverty, in the last 4 weeks alone because of this Kolu? You don't need to believe me. Let me tell you. There are many of you right now watching this video. You are worried, you are scared. Your finance is already gone. This time in January, listen to this. They said between January and now, over 4 million of you have crushed and crashed into poverty. That means those of you who were still able to afford some certain things, as at December, those of you who are able to afford some certain, despite hardship, despite all this story of hardship, those of you who were still able to afford certain things, some little things, as at last month, May 2023, 4 million of you are struggling right now. You were not struggling this way. That's what to tell you, right? Now, a lot of you who are still earning the same pay, you have to devise other means of either running your business or commuting to your workplace. These are the adjustments that are forced on you. No plan, no alternatives, right? And right on your faces, Kolu entered Nigeria with this convoy. Over 160 cars. For those who are counting. Depends on who is counting. If you have 2 minutes of your time, take a look.
In the bus, you are where you are.
Jagaban is passing.
Jagaban with that. Only the boss you know what. In the bus, you know what. Ah, in the Lua, in the motor Lua, in the motor Lua. What the Lua, what the Lua, what the Lua, what the Lua. Jagabanu, go there. Jagabanu, go there. Go there, go there, go there, go there, go, 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 Chop up, 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 chop up. Chop up, chop up. What's it? Kí ló dé? Ọ̀gá mi nìyẹn. Ọ̀gá mi nìyẹn.
And in town, within the city, this was them coming out of the airport, all right? So within the city, it's a kind of a different vibe too, but this one is like not that long. I'll show you.
Tinubu. Inside this motor, Baba.
May God just give me a song so that the old people can gather on the street like this and celebrate and shout his name. You know what I mean? Like, one head, like, you know what I mean? But in their real life, after all of that, they begin to look for who to blame. Okay? Not that. When Buhari was the lifeless mannequin, was parading himself as your president, every now and then, if you like, start crying, even if they cried in Casina in the morning, because of the terrorists who have just kidnapped children, women, killed them and the rest, right? If Buhari land in Daura, if they hear that Buhari is going to land in Daura by 1 p.m., they will leave all their dead bodies, all the corpses, they will leave them, and they will line the street and start screaming, Sai Baba, Sai Baba. I don't know how many of you will remember that. It was so annoying, right? You were complaining about how horrible it has become, right? And then every time they will show you the video, thousands of people lining the streets. Sai Baba, Sai Baba, Sai Baba. And they told you, they said, if he contests election 100 times, nobody go challenge him. He go still win. They go still vote for him. Even if they kill, it doesn't matter. You remember that time, Now the Yoruba version be this. So don't act surprised. Just enjoy the ride. In the midst of the confusion and poverty, people will always associate with their own oppressor, especially if it's from their own ethnic or tribe. It is the madness that is incurable in Nigeria. They've not been able to cure it. Yoruba version. You get them? Right. But more sacrifices Because right now they are telling everybody, you need to give him time. At least give him time. At least let's give him time. You know, he's done so well. He's been making an announcement that has destroyed lives and businesses right now. Okay? But at least give him time. Now, so it starts. They will first ask you to endure, sacrifice, give him time. They are working on it. Later, they will begin they point fingers, including you that is telling, that is asking for the time for them. They'll begin to blame you too. Now you cause him. All of them I don't even like him before. Shebi, you always wanted him to fail. Shebi, because you don't like him. What about the one that he did in Kinikon? Have you seen the Lokoja Abuja link road? That has been there for 45 years. It's not completed. He has done it. Have you not seen the one they did there? You know what I mean? Before you know it, you will become their victims too. Ask the Buhari idiots who spent all their lives suffering and smiling, defending the policies of Buhari that are meant to keep them poor, destroy them. And he actually did all that. So you're welcome to their version. So yeah, today, a lot of people are complaining, no money. This country is hard. This country is hard. President Tinubu do something. People are suffering. Listen to Tinubu. You need to pray. And you should be ready to sacrifice more.
See, guys, don't put us. Don't
MJ. Oh, yeah, question. Just one question.
Excellency,
Baraka.
you have greeted Nigerians in your statement, but Nigerians would like to know what would be your message to them in this holiday.
I thank Almighty Allah for sparing our life and keep us in good health till today. And I pray to him to grant us more good health and prosperity. May our sacrifices turn to prosperity. We have to make the sacrifices, and that is clear, if we have to. But Allah will not give you a burden that you cannot carry. Will not. It's there for you. Have faith in the country. Have faith in yourself. Believing that you, as a citizen of this country, you must join hands. No religious identity, no tribal identity. Live with one another in joy and prosperity. It will come. Nigeria will see peace, stability, and God will grant peace to those of us who are in the war front. Will spare their life, will give them victory. Those on the
See, guys, don't put us. Don't.
I know that's what you will deal with if their courts fail to remove that relic and save you and the generations yet unborn. Once the court is unable to stop him, that is the fossil relic that you are going to have to deal with. Believe in God. Okay? It will come. Have faith in the country. Pray. And then live together in peace and prosperity. That's it. Apart from that, this one was trying to explain it better. In case if you didn't understand all Kolu said, Bajabia Mule. briefly.
The weight of Nigeria is not the weight that any normal, ordinary human being can carry, except with the help of Almighty Allah. It is evident, therefore, that the Almighty Allah is with our president. He is carrying the weight for him. The weight of Nigeria.
The weight of Nigeria is not the weight any ordinary person can carry. And what is this weight? The weight of being honest, sincere, It's so heavy, ordinary person can't. Even Tinubu cannot carry it, according to Gbajabi Amule. He don't carry and give Allah. Now Allah they carry now. So the rest of you, Tinubu, Nigeria, you are in the hand of Allah right now. Now Allah go build the road. Dear Allah will build the schools, the hospitals, arrest corrupt criminals, corrupt security system or agents. Everybody's so whatever. It's like you are on autopilot. That's what they are saying to you, even though you know that you've always been on autopilot in Nigeria. No be so. Keep open, keep praying, keep 98,000 Nigerians are currently in Saudi Arabia praying for themselves, praying for their families, praying for the country, Nigeria, praying for the leaders of Nigeria. They have been going there before my birth. So you can still keep praying in the hands of these rogues. But again, maybe Akwabiole will say it more. I don't know if he also went to mosque to go and pray today.
The president, in his interview, he spoke about Nigerians, the sacrifices of Nigerians, the sacrifice they are making right now, paying off eventually. When you heard that, how did that resonate with you?
Well, I agree with him in totality. I think his policies so far have resonated well with all Nigerians, and they are very happy. Even the global community is happy. You notice that the stock market also reacted positively under 20 days in office. And so when he mentioned that he can well appreciate and understand the sacrifices that Nigerians are making, it's just to call for patience. For patience, that yes, indeed, as a listening president, and that palliatives are on the way, programs are on the way to ameliorate their sufferings and then ensure that it cushions the effect of whatever the current policies in place, which are meant to revamp the economy, is going to cause. So it's well spoken, and it's in the right direction.
So more or less, the season of politics is more or less over. So by the time we go back to Abuja after these celebrations and the Senate comes back, what should Nigerians expect?
Well, we have said that as far as this Senate is concerned, we are almost coming in like a corrective parliament. We will make sure that everything that we need to do to put the right legislative framework and legislations in place to make sure that this administration succeeds, and will do so. We are very determined to assist Mr. President in all ways to bring back and revamp the Nigerian economy. You know, we are owing trillions of debts as of now, and the unemployment in the country is very high, and there was almost hopelessness in the system, but with his emergence as the president.
So they said his policies have resonated well with you, Nigerians. Stock market has improved. Your lives have changed. And in the same context, in the same video, he kind of acknowledged the pains that you might be facing right now. And, well, help is coming. Something is coming to help you reduce the suffering, and on like that. So the last 20 days, Ngbo, Lagos Abobaku, Bawo in the last 20 days of Kolu, in a very, very short, don't use anger, just tell us the last 20 days of Kolu.
Upon all this stress and pains I'm going through, at the end of the day, I'm still seeing my people buy fuel at the rate of 520 naira. And the deal settled, the subsidy was paid till end of July. We are seeing in June, my people are buying the fuel. And you as a new president in the office, you are not saying anything. Are you connived with these people to frustrate masses? Sir, we all drive away from Peter Obi just because we realize that he's a pretender. So if we are not driving away from Peter Obi just because he's a pretender, and the road we were facing now, we were discovered that same person that we believe that is going to for masses is the same people is a pretender to us. Sir, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, don't dare us in this country, don't dare us. Some people are not eating. Some people they cannot walk freely just because they are campaigning for you. They use their life to campaign for you. Sir, you can send us to prison, you can do anything, you can arrest us, but we will never let you rest. If you continue selling food at the rate of 520 naira and you are not saying anything, we use our life to campaign for you. We do have free movement just because we are campaigning for you. Now you are frustrating us. We need to talk at this point. If you don't have a final say on the marketers to tell them they should stop selling food at the rate of 520 naira after 3 weeks in the office. Sir, I am highly disappointed in you. I am highly disappointed in you because I thought after the meeting you are going to instruct them to sell the fuel at 185 naira till ending of July before you decide on what to do. But as I'm talking to you now, we were saying you play the same role of Buhari because we all know that when they dictate for Buhari, they tell Buhari what to do. Now same thing is happening to you, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let me tell you, we are ready to die on your neck. We will drag with you because we use our life to campaign for you and we will never exist. Upon all this stress and
what shall I say unto the Lord?
Yes, Lord.
All I have to say,
Thank you, Lord.
what
shall I say? Thank you,
Thank you, Lord. It's just one man, no. I'm not sure if he's speaking your mind. But if I say the thing, don't they hook people? It don't they hook people. While others are kind of saying, why are you impatient? Why are you in a rush? Do you know what Kolu want to do? Let me give you one example. $500 million. World Bank has given Kolu $500 million loan. That money, they are going to give 5,000 naira to Agbadomite. If you are a family of the Agbados, Lagos, Abobaku, Oshogbo, Alimajiri, wherever you are, please pay attention. Oh, $500 million, not naira, dollars, has been given to Kolu to be shared. They are now doing what Buhari was doing then, cash transfer to the poorest people. So Mafari Pamilori social media, go around and ask, how can you get your own 5,000 naira? See, I prefer this version where this girl actually added her own voice. Sorry. This guy where they scream, some of you are screaming inside. You know that one where we say, that kind of screaming where we say, you know they scream out, oh, live they choke you. They think they choke you. But if you come out to say anything, a lot of people are going to laugh at you, mock you, because few weeks ago, now you they shout Yoruba Ronu everywhere. The Weriara, the Tiju, the shame of waiting you they pass through right now, where you they tell yourself that you need to endure the pain, but not lie. You know how you be? You are a person where they bottle in their own, their rage and frustration, and you can't they walk out like this. Like something they inside we want bust, you go still bust, right? 5,000 naira for you, all of you the loyalists. I'll take this one again. I like the fact that the girl was like eating chicken. Why this guy is ranting? 4 or 5 weeks ago, it wasn't like this, was it?
On all this stress and pains I'm going through, at the end of the day, I'm still seeing my people buying fuel at rate of 520 naira. And the deal settled, the subsidy was paid till end of July. We are seeing in June, my people are buying the fuel. And you as a new president in the office, you are not saying anything. Are you connected with these people to frustrate masses? Sir, we all drive away from Peter Obi just because we realize that he's a pretender. So if we are not driving away from Peter Obi just because he's a pretender, and the road we were facing now, we discovered that same person that we believe that is going to for masses is the same people is a pretender to us. Sir, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, don't dare us in this country, don't dare us. Some people are not eating. Some people they cannot walk freely just because they are campaigning for you. They use their life to campaign for you. Sir, you can send us to prison, you can do anything, you can arrest us, but we will never let you rest. If you continue selling food at the rate of 520 naira and you are not saying anything, we use our life to campaign for you. We do have free movement just because we are campaigning for you. Now you are frustrating us. We need to talk at this point. If you don't have a final say on the marketers to tell them they should stop selling food at the rate of 520 naira after 3 weeks in the office. Sir, I am highly disappointed in you. I am highly disappointed in you because I thought after the meeting you are going to instruct them to sell the fuel at 185 naira till ending of July before you decide on what to do. But as I'm talking to you now, we were saying you play the same role of Buhari because we all know that when they dictate for Buhari, they tell Buhari what to do. Now same thing is happening to you, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let me tell you, we are ready to die with your neck. We will drag with you because we use our life to campaign for you and we will never exist.
When I see Tinubu great fans lamenting like this on social media, I begin to wonder. I thought they were saying they should give him time to do things. Why are they not complaining? If you go to this boy's page, this boy is a very strong Tinubu supporter. This boy, they laugh all, they call us bingos anyhow. It's 3 videos in 3 days. Now, so they come back. I say, make I enter TikTok. I jam in video. I begin laughing Japanese. They cry, I say they buy for 520. Oga, live with it. You don't have anywhere you're going to. All of you, live with it. When we say we needed a leader who has brain, a leader who has no affiliation, a leader who has no godfatherism everywhere, you think we were lying? How do you expect Tinubu to affect the marketers? Marketers who are his friends, his bosom friends. You want to make it spoil their business? He also get markets inside the marketers. You are complaining of what? Nigeria is suffering and smiling. Though. All of you are suffering and smiling. These few days I spent for Nigeria, my eyes see, my ears hear. To fill tank for car, my girlfriend before they used 12k. Now she they use 40k. Where she for the work? How she want to see the money? The country is hard. And you all are there. You are saying, oh, this Bola Ahmed Tinubu, their favorite phrase is, this Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration will favor me. Favor you how? You people just believe me. Prayer. Prayer, yes, it does work. But you must put the right person there for the prayer to work. Now, I never see anything. See you now go wait for airport. Yesterday, airport busy. Yesterday night. This early morning, security do everywhere. Waiting they happen. It's not a president, now they come. I don't see now they do party now. Don't they sing for them? They welcome man. Tinubu la fait, When Buhari is even better. When Buhari day, we know they hear say they come, make people go wait for them. We now turn to party carnival. See the room who go see Buhari for Abuja. See Buhari. When a president go finish, they'll go enjoy. I say Abuja for London. They'll go sit down for London. They enjoy good amenities. What think Buhari not fit do for in country for 8 years? In they get time for London. They'll use their money to go buy mansion for London. Use their money to go they take care of their children. We now go they clap for them. I don't say I say now the poor ones for inside now they clap follow them. Now make them see una finish like this. Now make them know they take una serious. Una come. I mean Tinubu Jagaban fan. Waiting now. 1 month now. By next tomorrow go be 1 month in office. Everything increment upon increment. Everything just they go up. If I be your friend, I can't carry you with my car. Suppose respect me because to buy fuel now, you know easy. See, they don't see get proof of ownership on 1K. Now just they start. I shall better. So I'm gonna hold you.
Ah God, why do you brought me to this Nigeria? What is my sin? Kí lẹ ṣẹ̀ mi gangan? Kí ni ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mi tó fi dá mi sí Nàìjíríà yìí? Ìkíní, èkejì, ẹ̀kẹta. Ah! Ó yẹ o.
I think she actually said it better, didn't she? Conscience. Maybe we should leave the drama aside. Okay? If you are not going to tell me how it is at your own side there, today, the 1 month of Kolu that will favor you and favor your family, how much of this favor is coming to your family? We'll get to that. We'll go ask those who went out today that they won't buy ram so that they can do sallah. It's a different story. Channels report.
We are in the Eid season, and there are certain elements that are integral parts of the celebration. We are now at the Apple Ram Market to find out the situation of things here. It's a very busy day at this Ram Market in the Apple area of Abuja. Over 10,000 rams have been brought in from Kano, Jigawa and Zamfara states, as well as the Niger Republic. This time last year, a ram sold for between 70 to 100,000 naira, depending on the size. However, this year, the list cost of a ram is as high as 120,000 naira, and this has been blamed on the cost of transportation. It costs at least 6,000 naira to transport one ram to Abuja, compared to the cost of 3,000 naira last year. The price of feed for the ram has also increased. A bag of groundnut leaf now sells for 7,000 naira compared to last year when it sold at 6,500 naira. And a bag of corn husk now sells for 8,000 naira as against 5,500 naira last year. Abubakar Lawan is a ram dealer in this market, and he tells us more about the situation.
This way, the biggest one. I have 3 here, and I'm selling them at the rate of 750. That's the biggest one. Then this one, 650. Then the other one, 550. The other ones, this one I can sell it for 400. You know, the cost of transportation, we are bringing it from Zamfara. This one I even bought it from Niger Republic. So, you know, this for a subsidy of 18. The transport before, 10,000 naira, they will charge you per cow. But now what they are charging, this one I pay almost 20,000 naira for the transport and myself.
Other ram dealers blame the low patronage and increase in price on the cost of transportation and the country's economic situation.
120, 110 last year. So this year, they don't add the money because everything don't charge. Even the foil now, they don't add the money. Last year, we carry ram 3,000. Now, we carry 7, 5, 10,000.
It's not a pleasant experience for the buyers. The prices have dug a big hole in their pockets.
People find it very difficult for purchasing the ram.
The same place I bought lamb, 65,000 naira. It's terrible. In fact, it's annoying that a country where we have all these stocks, we are finding it difficult to cope, to the extent that you can't buy goods, you can't buy ram for anything. Now, the ram we are seeing here, we have that of 120. That's the last I can see here. 450. 450 is enough to buy at least Sienna salad, as we used to know before. Now, I don't know where common man will start from.
The story is the same when we visited the food items market. There's no sign of celebration. The expression of this man is no different for this lady. other Nigerians are still adjusting to the hard times occasioned by the recent government policies.
Price of almost everything has changed, and it's really affecting everybody, the rich, the not so rich, the poor. And you can see the mood of the market. The market is, you can't even tell sallah is tomorrow, unlike before. That means the buying power of people has really reduced. So I think really the government should try speedily, the speed with which they remove the subsidy. They should use the same speed to meet us halfway.
There's no doubt that many Nigerians are bearing the brunt of the aftermath of the fuel subsidy removal, even as they hope that the decisions of the government will put Africa's largest economy back on track. Victoria Longjohn, Channels Television News.
Let be poor breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
Somebody said a ram for 750,000 naira a year. That's right. 800 pounds for one ram. So a lot of people are kind of, beginning to feel like it's not that much important that they have to kill ram anyway. Because if you hold 120,000 naira that you want to go and buy a layer, even your children will avoid you when you enter the streets. Those Ikeregbe. If you grew up in Ijebu, there are these small-sized goats. They are called Ikeregbe. It's like dwarf goats. Now, dwarf ram you go buy. If you bring them, they go charge. Even for your street, people could be like, they're supposed to charge you for animal cruelty, animal abuse. You go market, go buy this pikin. For market, one can kill them. For a layer. Now, so you wicked rich. So it's either you just let it go, or people are pulling their resources together, putting money together to go and buy something that is at least 300,000, 400,000. A lot of you are living abroad. Back in the days when it was so easier for you to buy 2-3 rams for your parents back in Nigeria, how is it this year? How has it been for you, even from your own wallet and pockets? How much out of pocket are you this time? So everybody knows it. Everybody feels it. You know what I mean? And for those who have fell off along the way, they're like, you know what? There's no point in me trying to, it's not just that. Since people have no money to buy, even the marketers, the traders themselves, festive period, Yuletide, when everybody has been saving money for, Ileya is coming, or more. Now for the market, you go know now, it's going to be like rocky here and there. Even your corner street shops, they will feel like there is Ileya coming. All those bars, they would have filled their freezers, those places where you can have, everywhere you will know that something is happening. Even in the hardship, they say Nigeria hard. People they do wedding. Have you actually been paying attention? Even traders they are not being patronized. A lot of traders resorted into giving credit until their customers, they blew up all of their credit facility. What do I mean by that? Your customer that knew when you are very okay, the one that you always go to buy things from, okay? And sometimes you are so kind that you just let them keep the change. So then here you are no longer buying like you used to buy anymore from them because you can't pay that much anymore. Now you are now getting to a stage whereby you are beginning to hold them because you have been a good customers for years. So they let it go until they can no longer give you credit anymore. See, customer where you they give change. I say, customer, keep the change. And they go, they do you nice. They help you call taxi, help you call truck. We go help you pack all the stuff you bought. They treat you so well. When you get to their shop, they let you sit down, give you soft drink. Because they know you are a customer that spends so well when the economy was good. As things started changing and changing and changing, you are also changing. And they are noticing because they are the traders. Okay? If you go there, you no longer buy like you do anymore. and you go there again that you no longer even have all the money anymore. You are their customer. Maybe things are just changing. Things will get better. To encourage you coming back to them, they keep telling you, no worry. That means you owe me 2,000, ma. When next you come to market, you owe me 2,000. Before you know it, you don't owe your favorite trader 10,000. Our own shop self don't they shrink small because she's giving out credit to good customers. Things have gotten so bad that you are now avoiding them, or you avoid the entire market. You avoid the market entirely. Go to somewhere else because. So if you have not paid attention to how Nigeria robbed you of all of that, you can continue to blame your misfortune on devil or evil people who attacked your business. There is no evil people. There is no devil anywhere. There is no evil spirit anywhere attacking. There is no village people attacking your life other than these criminals who tell you, let the poor breathe. But yet, they put their hands on your throat like that.
Let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
We have that responsibility. So things are getting as it is, and everybody will probably, find their own level at some point. You can deny, you can live in denial or so. It's up to you. Okay, but reality will always be reality. Do you get that now? That simply means that if I am no longer comfortable where I used to because of this, political decision and all that, there is no point in trying to look for something to justify whatever you are going through, even if it's so wrong. Just something that will take you away from the truth. Now, talking about the truth. The EU, let me tell you something, right? The European Union, they sent observers to Nigeria election in 2023. And in their report, it was one of the worst elections. It's actually the worst election they have witnessed. They are so disappointed that, wow, they thought Nigeria was improving, but it was getting worse. And in their report, they indeed stated this very clearly. Well, I think I said something yesterday that sometimes you read news from Nigeria, okay? And you begin to kind of ask yourself that, is Nigeria populated by mad people? Or are you the one who is having an episode? Are you the one who is mad? Okay? You witnessed the worst charade they called election. Everybody saw that. The whole thing is documented on Mayegun's Diary Politico. Just check the dates. And then you then see an headline that says, Tinubu appeals to the EU to work with him in further improving the election in Nigeria based on the success of the 2023 election. Like the headline says, 2023 election is so good, so perfect, that Tinubu is willing to work with the EU and other people to further improve it in future election. And you're like, what? You just stole an election just there, mister. You are battling with legitimacy enough that, hey, it is so obvious that people didn't actually vote for you. If they did, that you felt them for real, you would never have done some of these things that actually made their lives worse in the last 4 weeks. How dare you come around and say you want to improve? Improve on what? Improve on your rigging. You know something? I'll share this with you. The EU report, what they say. Not that they have any kind of impact or anything, okay? But for the record, here.
Data on registration and voting by internally displaced persons was not published. Women's political participation in Nigeria is not in line with the country's international commitments and provision of equality. The number of women participating in the process evidences a worrisome trend of decline since 2007. Only one woman contested among 18 presidential candidates, and there were no nominated female running mates. So while the 25th February elections were held on schedule, a lack of transparency and operational failures reduced trust in the process and challenged the right to vote. Voters assigned to new polling units had difficulties in identifying their correct polling unit, and the conditions in almost half of polling units observed did not ensure the secrecy of the vote. In 16 states, the mission noted incidents of violent attacks on polling units and indeed on INEC staff and harassment of voters. The counting procedures were negatively impacted by overall poor understanding, particularly in completing forms, and chaotic and overcrowded conditions in collation centres observed. Key issues impacting the orderly conduct of elections on March the 18th included interference by party agents and a lack of adequate protection of the secrecy of the vote. The elections were impacted by outbreaks of fighting and thuggery, which led to a high number of cancellations of polling units and, regrettably, also fatalities. The introduction of the bimodal voter accreditation system, or BVAS, and the INEC results viewing portal IREV was widely seen as an important step to ensure the integrity and credibility of the elections, but lack of transparency before the polls, and notably the severely delayed display of presidential result forms on the 25th of February, for which INEC failed to give a timely and comprehensive explanation, dashed the public trust in election technologies and in INEC. For both elections, INEC did not publish key relevant information, hampering transparency throughout the collation processes and the declaration of election results. For example, INEC failed to publish the manner of calculation of the declared winners, turnouts, number of accredited voters, and the list of polling units where elections were cancelled, postponed, or not held. The absence of this information undermined the possibility for independent verification of the outcome and public trust. We consider it vital, and this is our final priority recommendation, to protect the free expression of the will of the voter and integrity of elections by establishing a robust, transparent, and easily verifiable results processing system with clear rules. These include uploading polling unit results from the polling unit only and in real time. At each level of collation, results forms to be uploaded in real time, and all forms to be published in an easily trackable and scrapable database format.
Culture in Nigeria vis-a-vis the Nigerian politician, what kind of mark will you give them? Are we improving or we are stagnant? Thank you.
If only it was as simple as giving a mark to all of the stakeholders and how it's running. It is, of course, I completely understand your motivation to ask the question, and we have been, we've engaged very much with INEC. Doors have been open to speak with us throughout the process from the very beginning, including yesterday. And I emphasize that we really hope that such criticisms are here, and they are robust criticisms, are taken in the spirit in which they're given. And the spirit in which they're given is one of constructive criticism towards a shared goal towards deepening Nigeria's democracy. We judge elections on the basis of international criteria around inclusivity, credibility, transparency, and accountability. And throughout the report, we draw on these central principles. And it is for the people of Nigeria to conclude, based on what we found, to make the mark, I would say. I think you have a general question about the direction of travel of Nigerian democracy. And I think I made this point before when we launched our preliminary statement. And, there is sort of democratic backsliding across the world. In Europe, we are facing severe rule of law challenges from individual member states. Former EU country, UK, they're having problems. It has to be said. The United States had an incredibly complex election, to put it mildly, in 2020. So, you know, this isn't unique to Nigeria, to West Africa, to Africa. It is an issue that, in my view, therefore underlines the need for further election monitoring. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a reciprocal process. It's of mutual benefit to both our democracies, and it deepens the relations more generally outside of the framework of elections. So I think that we as a mission don't compare one election to the next, because we were only here for the period of January to April. And I certainly wasn't here for the last election, so it would be outside of our normal procedure to try to compare. So I hope that answers your question as closely as I can. You know, there isn't a threshold where we say, well, I'm afraid this election has been so poor that we have no further interest in democratic governance or rule of law in Nigeria. And I think that would be a dangerous thing. And I've outlined my concerns generally that we are in a period of democratic recession across the world. Just 6% of people in the world live in free countries, according to the Democracy Index published by Freedom House. So the time for investing in election monitoring is even more profound and more urgent, in my opinion. In any case, the question of investing in democratic governance here in Nigeria is a matter for the EU delegation. And it's really important to remind you that this mission is separate from the delegation, which allows the delegation to be able to have their diplomatic relations with the government separate from the work that we carry out during the course of this mission. The process of the election itself is one component of the work that we carry out as a mission. We looked at all of the processes up to election day and subsequently. Election day itself, there were obvious shortcomings, and I've outlined them in the speech, and they're contained in the final report and feed into the recommendations.
Enough, okay? He's not an honest person, all right? And some said he's just being politically correct because he's a diplomat. He will have to be very, this is a very straightforward question, okay? Of course, he's paid to lie, but that's so embarrassing. That's kind of shameful. Their report clearly stated that democracy is in danger in Nigeria due to this last election. It was done so shabbily, so badly, that even themselves, they can't even rate it. Like it beats the worst election in the world, anywhere in the world. That they can't compare it. And the guy is talking about America election, UK election, democracy, rule of law, suffering the rest of the world, blah, 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 nonsense. Just, this is your report. Say it. Okay? Just leave the rest. Well, no, they won't. That's not how it works, okay? We all know that's not how it works. But when you know somebody is lying, there's no point in trying to kind of explain it out for them. All right? But I heard the first part of it. And here is another one where somebody felt like with all the evidence against Kolu, they want to see what the court is going to do in actually freeing him or legitimizing the fraud. It is Nigeria. They will legitimize the fraud. Maybe not. Listen.
Wherever you see people who are industrious and competitive, it brings in some envy and anger. That's what comes with competitiveness. This is why most other parts of this country don't like the Igbos. We are competitive. So in that spirit of competition, we are also Republicans. If you go to a family, the same family, mother and father, and there are 7, if all of them don't speak, there will be crisis. It's unfortunate. That's genetic. That's the way God has made us. But we don't hate ourselves, because Igbos were good loyalists following Nnamdi Azikiwe. They were even more loyal following Emma Okpara. How about the loyalty they showed General Odumegwu Ojukwu during the Civil War? So you cannot describe our people as hating ourselves. If we have reason to do something, we'll do it. That was the same reason they showed in voting for Peter Obi, because we lacked leadership
that should have strategized. Igbos have a saying, when you have enemies surrounding you, you have to wash your house. It's better said in Igbo. You know, if we had leaders who were prepared to strategize, and if you make reference to what I told you, Dr. Raymond Douglas, he said 32 years ago, that a time there is for us to look inwards. Presidency, Goodluck Jonathan was president for 6 years. He couldn't build a road from Port Harcourt to Yenagoa. I visited his table 5 times on his invitation, and I could see the tragedy that was that presidential table. The conflict, the ethnocentric manipulations. You needed extreme courage to want to take a decision in this country. For anything you do, there's an explanation. You remember when, what was his name from Abia was chief of army staff? Kano State said, all the officers he promoted were Igbos, and they published it. Out of 15 generals, 5 were from Kano State. Up to today, they didn't make any other comment. That is what you see in this country. So what I'm saying is that Igbos have a right to aspire to any leadership, because that's what the Constitution says. But we know that the Constitution says one thing, and the rest of the country, they do what they like. So, but I don't think we should give hope. But most importantly, I want to wait, because looking at the evidences so far at the Presidential Tribunal, I'll be shocked if a different judgment is made. I'm looking forward that this election should be annulled and a proper election held. That is when every group should re-strategize. Re-strategize. I will not go into the details of the strategy, but from the presidential evidences and witnesses before the tribunal, it will be magic if any other decision is reached, other than there was no election, as it were. That was the whole write-up of rigging. And I say it with due humility, not running down the man who has been sworn in. I mean, he's a very smart guy. I would have been very confident if a man called Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, a professor. You know, I have the singular privilege that my wife is a professor of medicine. She's not an angel, but 90% of her pronouncement is honest, because she deals with human life. If you're dishonest in ordinary things, you won't know when you are dishonest in treating people and they die. So when I look at the problem of Nigeria, presently in this election that just passed, it's a problem we look at Mahmoud Yakubu. I don't know what kind of professor he is, for all the spoken words, with his information from Bono Okoye, and they never did anything. Instead, they conspired. With the evidences available at the various tribunals, look at what is happening in Nasarawa State. Isn't that terrible? Everywhere, you know, we're looking at the presidential court election petition at the national level. Horrible things are going on across the country at the states. People people say they use duress to force them to sign election results in 21st century Nigeria, where Yakub Makubu swore that he will give us the best election ever. I only pray God that from the evidence.
Pray for God will blah, blah, blah. That's right. And I think I've said something similar before as well. I said, only if Yakubu did what he said he would do, there would have been none of this degenerated division you are seeing in Nigeria today. There is possibility that you would have dodged this calamity. But they told you. I mean, I want to hear that video again. That video, that guy said that they avoided Peter Obi because he's a pretender. Like, ever since I saw that video, that part that they avoided him because he's a pretender, like, pretender of what? Pretender. Sorry, guys, I want to hear that again. Then I'll take it on. So the people who have not been pretending, by the way, you are talking about food, worried about petrol and the rest of that, Well, you might actually be even have something to even worry more. And that is, be worried that you are still healthy. Okay? Because the moment you become unhealthy and you have to go to the hospital, they've just sent a circular. That one is even kind of another anger.
Upon all this stress and pains I'm going through, at the end of the day, I'm still seeing my people buy fuel at the rate of 520 naira. And the deal settled, the subsidy was paid till end of July. We are seeing in June, my people are buying the fuel. And you as a new president in the office, you are not saying anything. Are you connived with these people to frustrate masses? Sir, we all drive away from Peter Obi just because we realize that he's a pretender. So if we are not driving away from Peter Obi just because he's a pretender, and the road we were facing now, we were discovered that same person that we believe that is going to for masses is the same people is a pretender to us. Sir, Bola Tinubu, don't dare us in this country, don't dare us. Some people
have the experience. Have the experience.
So, for anything, if you are worried that you are buying fuel, this or that, well, Tinubu's regime, they have sent out this circular. And the circular goes to, I'll try to read down for you, okay? They've sent it to few agencies, including some medical, agencies as well. And the thing is that they are no longer going to give them any budgeting, what have you. So all of you who are going to have to get your licenses, I'm talking about, from what I read though, getting your licenses renewed, your disorder or whatever, now you would have to cough out the money to run those facilities now, okay? For those who are aware, who know what this means anyway, Sha, okay? So I wish to inform you that the Presidential Committee on Salaries, PCS, at its 13th meeting, approved the discontinuation of budgetary allocation to professional bodies, councils, effective blah. Now, if you go up a little bit, you will see the people that got this particular letter. So now, if you go to any of the FMC, Federal Medical Centers across Nigeria, you should get yourself ready for a bit effect of Nigeria's current reality. Okay? Just maybe if you shout Yoruba Ronu 3 times, they may probably do you different. I don't know how to explain that to you, okay? They've also said that they can no longer fund education in Nigeria, right? But how do you keep the slaves happy? You create a circus show for them, an opportunity to have a glimpse of their slave master, the new one. So I have read it here now that they said the first official visit will be paid to my state, Ogun State, by Kolu. So Kolu will leave the Lagos tomorrow. He will be in Ogun State for 2 days, I think, okay, where Dubious Dapo will be hosting him. And I just hope they will let him talk. I have told you, if you want to follow all this, you shouldn't be kind of putting your mind on or expecting something, you know what I mean, that is going to be like the same Buhari, okay? It will be adding salt to your injury. Hi, Mayegun, I'll be very much on hand to bring you those details then, okay? So nothing is really, right, going to bring any support to you. What you're going to do is that you're going to get used to this. That's exactly what you're going to do. All right? And if you won't be able to, the jackpot window, this time around, people don't go follow door. Now window, now everything, everybody go follow to escape from Nigeria. It won't take time. If you make it till December, you will be a very strong person. You are stronger than you think with what is coming. It's called shege. And they are telling you directly right now, like, listen, it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. We're going to make tough decisions. All of these are just to mop up money, more money, all right? And then they'll be able to identify where this money goes. That's what they are doing right now. The next thing, people will go die, go die. People will go live, go live. That's exactly what it's going to be. They can tell you all you need to hear, okay? And you can make up the rest in your head. Or you can pray like they told you. Pray, oh, pray very hard, oh, so that God can just call you and change, or if you probably have a way around, look out for where you can sign up for your own 5,000 naira. Whatever it is, there is going to be a 5,000 naira for you, 5,000 naira for you to cushion the effects of whatever it is you are going through right now. And they have already started transferring the money. If you haven't received it, for 8 years of Buhari, 6 of them, they said they were transferring money to poor people to cushion the effect of poverty in Nigeria, the poverty they created, right? This guy said they are spending 500 billion naira every month. How could you spend 500 billion naira every? Are you mad? 500 billion naira, billion. Of course, they were spending that. Shadia, that they opened the shop of Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs for, said she was, in fact, at the point she said she transferred 500 billion naira to poor people in 3 days. 3 days, 500 billion. They said, bring the data. I said, no, we share the money by hand. How did you share 500 billion in 3 days? Where are the evidence and all that? None. But it's on record that they did. So if you are not receiving yours right now, you better know where to direct your energy. All right? Because whatever you think they are telling you, promising you, wait, be patient, and endure small, the pain, the this and that. I swear, if you believe them or you believe them, if you make it till December, Baba, before you scream in agony and pain, you won't be able to pretend anymore. Of course, you won't be able to. A lot of people who are currently in diaspora, let me tell you their story. Sometimes people will tell you that if you leave Nigeria, once you leave Nigeria, like say God don't answer your prayer, be that too. Here you get all these people, all these stories, all these things. You can no longer worry about them. You won't worry about electricity anymore. You don't worry about Boko Haram, police brutality, and all this bad news. That's the kind of things people tell themselves when they want to leave Nigeria. But it will be kind of good if you start asking or talking to people who have left Nigeria ages ago, okay? And tell them, how have they been able to cope without Nigeria problems and all of that? Okay. Because when they talk about Nigeria problems, a lot of people or a lot of us don't actually understand the context of how this Nigeria problem is also our problems. Oh, that's Nigeria problem. It's none of my problem, oh, Baba. I'm facing my life here. I'm doing my things here. Of course, very convenient, Abi. But the truth of the matter is that every one of us who left Nigeria, I'm not talking about those of you who have this political money or whatever they use for you to get you out of there. Every one of us who left Nigeria have a story. Every one of us. And even though I may not have the right data, but at least, I'll be very close if I say more than 90% of us who left Nigeria, we didn't abscond from Nigeria. Okay? We did what you will call family talk, family plan, family this, future convoy, and the rest of that with people we love, the people we were partying with, people who were living in Nigeria. I mean, I can say that, can't I? Family, friends, neighbors, colleagues, people that matter to us in our lives that we have to say goodbye to when we were leaving Nigeria. We didn't say goodbye to them, never to see again. A lot of us kept this relationship, especially with family. So when you talk about poor electricity, when you talk about a poor healthcare, poor education system, when you talk about unemployment, insecurity, increased crime, when you talk about all of these things, and we talk about their victims, these are our family members, friends, neighbors, people we know, people we love, people we care for. The people that prompted us to always remember that no matter how comfortable you are outside Nigeria, there are some certain things that will keep you uncomfortable. If you really have people you love back in Nigeria. In all honesty, we can use blanket statement and say, leave them there, make them die. But you know, privately, personally, you care, people you care for, and how much that is, how much toll that is taking on you. The harder Nigeria gets, the more uncomfortable it has become for a lot of us here too, despite the fact that we are thousands of miles away from this contraption. So you might tell yourselves that once I leave Nigeria, there's nothing will concern me with Nigeria anymore until you leave. And then you begin to wonder, what is wrong with these people in diaspora? Every now and then, they seem to be more interested in what is going on with us in Nigeria than all of us who are living in Nigeria. You joke about that, but because you have no idea how serious this is in reality. So if you see somebody living abroad, inciting tribal division, religious division, supremacy, and the rest of that, they just don't, it is not just so disappointing, right? It is also kind of debilitating, sort of, because you see people who escape from the hell created by these rogues, and from your comfort zone abroad, you are giving backing and support to these criminals to further do that, and their policies and their actions, the consequences of all of this, or the victims of all of this are going to be our friends, families, neighbors, people we grew up with. Those are the victims. Those are the reasons why a lot of us have never had it so comfortable like they are making you believe back in Nigeria. Things have gotten so bad that even unknown people, as the economy got more destroyed, and turned Nigerians to beggars everywhere, harassing people everywhere for money, threatening people with all manner of nonsense if they don't help them. God this, God that, in a dungeon that they have created, hellhole, the shithole. So what did that do to us? If you are not sending money to pay for hospital bills that the system is never going to provide, you are there possibly funding payments of subsidizing other things for other people, the people you know, the people you don't know. As the economy got more destroyed and destroyed, this basket of poverty stuff keeps spreading. And the harassment online, offline, they can be, just describe it. Effect of all of this. I know some of my people who have stopped using Facebook. They won't use it. If you ask them, why are you not on Facebook? No, I don't want to be there. Because I was beginning to have a serious health problems with my, why? It's because of all these stories I actually read from Nigerians from Nigeria, begging, telling you their life stories here and there, things that they will ordinarily never share with people they actually they are close to, or with strangers because of money. And then you turn around, you see the same set of people running around the same criminals. Like you begin to kind of feel like, what the hell is this? I don't want to be involved. It's crazy, isn't it? As they destroyed Nigeria, there have been those of you who have now started targeting those who are not in Nigeria, targeting them, either to see how to swindle them, to dupe them, or how to even kind of kidnap them if you see them in Nigeria. things are getting out of hand that way, that those who left Nigeria actually understand the danger, the consequences of all the actions of your criminal leaders more than majority of you. Or you probably feel like, but they are comfortable. That's why they are doing video every now and then from abroad. You are living in a hell that ordinarily should have been a place that we can call home too. But all these actions are keeping us even more out and sending more of you even away, right? Unfortunately. So you can't sit abroad, like they say, and think this is not going to affect you, or it is not affecting you. It is even more sad when you see those who are publicly, boldly, defending these criminals, shamelessly too, because they are abroad. Okay? And then you see those who are their victims in Nigeria shouting Eureka, Hallelujah, behind those ones who are in their safe zones outside Nigeria. But the bottom line is this, or should I say, there's a bit of a leverage here. To those of us who understand the danger and understand these people very well, and doing our best to spread this understanding to people who kind of don't see it this way, to let you know that every one of us, whether you are in Nigeria or you are outside Nigeria, you will be affected by what these guys are doing, whether you like it or not. You are even more affected because of the mental torture that this brings when you have to deal with the victims in your own family, the victims in your own neighborhood, all those you love and care for who are going to be the victims of all of this. You will deal with them. Okay? The psychological trauma, the pressure, the mental health, what do you call it, that comes with all of that you are dealing with privately, codedly. That prepares us, okay, that we are not going to pretend that this is not happening. We're not going to live in a fool's paradise, thinking if we wish it away, it will be away, like this reality. So that gets you prepared than those who have done everything all of the time to pretend that this is not happening. And they are doing so much to wish it away, even though it is very obvious it's not going away, right? So they have grown to a stage whereby a lot of them are believing the fact that this is not real, that there are some people who are trying to make these criminals look bad. They are not that bad, okay? Because they believe they are not that bad, they are setting themselves up. They are not prepared. You are prepared. You know how bad it is. You are prepared. I am prepared for the worst that could happen out of this whole scenario. There are those who are living the lie that this is not real, or it is temporary, or it is just some people who don't like them. So because of this, they are not really prepared for what is still coming. Unfortunately, if you are outside Nigeria, you may have you have one opportunity. You can blank out. You can just turn off everything about Nigeria from those people you deceived that everything was going to be fine. When they begin to call you, hello, Egbon. I have not seen you on Facebook in the last 2 weeks. What happened? No, I've been busy. I've been working. God bless you, sir. I thought something was wrong. Egbon, Shebi, I told you that I lost my job in February. Shebi, you remember, Egbon? Yeah, I remember. So, no, sir. I just want to say that, because I didn't see you, I just had to check you and see if you are okay. That's what you said the other time. Why are you calling me? What's going on? Sir, I thought something was wrong with you. See, Ogbeni, tell me, why are you calling me? But you know that we believe in this government. We fought for this government. Yes. Jagaban. You say, Yoruba, Ronusa, everything, we are with it. Yes, sir. Since I lost my job, I've not been able to pay my house rent. Things have been very tough for me, sir. You are my mentor, sir. You are the people that gave us the belief, the impression, everything. We believe you, Egbon. So, since this Ronu government enter, and I lost my job before them, sir, it has been very tough. Baba, can you please go straight to the point? What do you want me to do? Sir, anything you can use to help me. So you want me to, I ran away from Facebook because of people like you. Egbon, you cannot run away from Facebook. Oh. You are the one who motivated us. Oh. You are the one who told us that we should stand firm and blah, blah, blah. So you are now running away from us. You don't want to help us. Then the next thing you will deactivate your Facebook. Abi? There are people who can do that. But there are many of you who can't. Who can but won't. Sure, you know. Like you may try to just turn off everything in Nigeria and run away from them. But there are people who can't. Genuine people. Nobody who love you will tell you that APC mean well for you. Nobody. If you are telling yourself that APC mean well in any capacity at all, PDP mean well in any capacity at all with all their proven record, you don't love yourself. Anybody who is telling you that, they don't love you. I have told you many things before. If you see people abroad, with what you are going through in Nigeria, okay? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I should say I don't care your level of your level of intelligence or what have you, whether you get brain or you don't get brain or what have you. But what thing I know be say, if you are suffering, you will know you are suffering. If you have a chance of being told why you are suffering, the ideal thing is if there's something you are doing that led to that, if you have a choice, sure you know go change them. Won't you? Right. Somebody is abroad, okay, in this day and time, where if to say the opportunities that a lot of us have abroad is the same opportunity you have in Nigeria, you don't need to leave Nigeria. Abi? So somebody who left Nigeria, living abroad, is telling you that the criminals you know that have destroyed your Nigeria, they are telling you that you need to endure, give them more time. They are destroying the lives of your children. They're destroying the lives of yours, your businesses, everything. Every day, you are seeing people falling left, right, and center into poverty. Somebody sits abroad and they are telling you that you need to endure. You need to endure. And you call them your role model. Let me tell you this story. I didn't know that before until I left Nigeria, okay? When I left Nigeria and I came to the UK, I personally know what that cost me to come over here, all right? Yeah, of course, yeah. It was a visiting visa. But yeah, I was going to stay. They colonized us, so what the hell? I wasn't supposed to come to the UK with a visa, okay? They colonized Nigeria. Nigeria, as part of Commonwealth, led by criminals. Save for that, I shouldn't be coming to the UK with visa. Nobody from any Commonwealth country or Nigeria should be coming to the UK with any visa. But because we are nothing, we are like trashy, what have you to them anyway. So they issued a visiting, so I stayed. However, when I got here, I met people here who have been here for a while. Majority of them, British. You know, they value that thing so much. Red passport, British passports. I respect all of you. We get to know a British passport too. I'm talking about this our Nigerians, by the way, right? So when I got here, they were like, if you really want to help yourself, okay, you need to go back to Nigeria and then you come back here again so that then when you go back and you want to reapply, for more, they will give you 2 years. We be say, now from Odogbolu, I packed my potimato. You know what they call potimato? Potimato. There's a pronunciation for it, but Yemi always called it potimato. I think it's called potimato or something. Now from Odogbolu, I pack this my potimato, my box. Enter here. Now people contributed money, buy me tickets. I've told you this story many times, Abi. When I got here, instead of getting encouragement from the people, maybe say God knows how they got to the UK. Some of them, I later realized that some of them came to the UK and said they are from Zimbabwe. They are from Sierra Leone. All the places where they had war in Africa then, a lot of them came to the UK and they claim asylum of coming from the war zone in Africa. And today they are British, yes, they have their red passports. That one is now long story. They sat me down. They were advising me, we escape from Nigeria. Me, we be say, yeah, you know, there was a day I was at a place, all right, and they were talking about Nigeria. You know me, I just come from Nigeria. So, and they were talking about Nigeria, this, that country, this and that, blah, 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 blah. So me, we just come. I won't give them proper experience of Nigeria where I just they come from. You won't hear this true story. I have the true story. I am the real story of what is going on in Nigeria. Let me tell you. Baba, I started telling them. I started sharing. Everything raw, original. And they had my own little joke. They don't know me too much that time. Oh, and people I meet for here. Oh. From nowhere, one of them just stood up and said, sorry. Sheyi, is that Sheyi? Yeah, Sheyi, that's my name, Sheyi. Sorry, Baba. I mean, I'm so sorry, oh. Like, since all this time that you have been talking, that you are talking all this while, I said, I swear, something just kept telling me that you are going to rob us. What? Me, where they feel on top of the world a minute ago, where everybody they laugh and they give them raw gist from Nigeria. This guy looked at me and he said, all this why? He just felt like the way he's looking at my face, way they strong, the way they look at me and all of that, it's just they feel like say, somehow, this guy go rob us and run. I was like, Omo, I did on top of the world 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes after that, I did at the bottom of it. Liver cut, everything cut. Even people who did the room say, they were like, why would you say that now? And so I just enter, like I just sit down. That was the first day I heard the word fresh from the boat. Me, wey be say I don't enter UK 3 weeks. I don't take picture. People wey dey back in Odogbolu, and other people wey know me, don't they come and say, how much you don't they change, oh? See how fresh you don't they look. Hey, my Egun UK fine, oh. See how you don't, UK boy. 3 weeks later, they call my liver. That was the same me that these elderly guys, senior brothers and all of them, they sat me and they said, we are advising you, go back to Nigeria and come back here. I said, go back to go and see who? To go and see who? And then come back here. Who is going to pay for that? Because in this place, if you don't, I say, well, I'll tell you the truth, Egbon. May I ask one question. Say, what's the question? I said, Egbon, if they catch me for this place where I don't get papers, they go say me, they go kill me. Everybody was looking at themselves like, who be this guy? What did they worry this one? We are advising you out to, you are saying, would they say they should go and kill you? I said, no, I'm just asking. Like, is it a maximum sentence, maximum prison or something? No, they will just deport you. I said, but now them go pay for the ticket. Yes, now free plane. I said, now them go deport me from this country. First, I wouldn't do anything apart from overstaying, which is illegal. But at the same time, I don't day here. Do you get that? So if I'm going to go back, that's what it's going to be. But what I didn't know then was that later I realized that anybody where they tell you, say, you are better off in Nigeria. And that same person is telling you that the criminal politicians in Nigeria are doing their best. Give them time. They have one thing in mind. In this day of social media, they wouldn't love you to lead a better life that they will be seeing on social media. For example, let's say in that Nigeria, okay, right? You could just walk around and just say, go and pick up a job, for example, and say, okay, I'm going to be working for this company and the minimum wage I'm going to get is going to start from, let's say, 2 million naira. That's the minimum wage in Nigeria, which is 2,000 naira in the UK. 2,000 pounds in the UK. Imagine you, where no go school, do anything, but you could pick up any job in Nigeria and the primary money they will pay you is 2 million naira and it is value of 2,000 pounds sterling in the UK. So you could use that value and get yourself a nice car, get yourself a nice house, all right? And you'll be living a very normal life, good weather, everything, okay? Food, drink, free, and all that, Abi. Why you won't go abroad? So if somebody will come there abroad, where they do 3 jobs, 3 jobs, security, office job, delivery job. They do 3 jobs. Somebody will be say go save special money. You see that house is they build in Nigeria because he's working a nice job here, with good credit. He could walk straight into the bank and say, I need 200,000 pounds loan. I need 100,000 pounds loan. That's 100 million naira in Nigeria. 50,000 pounds loan. That's 50 million naira in Nigeria. He doesn't have to have the money, but he's in a place whereby as he's working, he can walk in and take a loan and go to Nigeria, change the money to naira, millions, and build a house. They say, do you see the mansion I have in Nigeria? So he wants to come back to that mansion where he's going to be treated like a king, where you will be their driver, their delivery boy, person where they wash their cars, the one who knows the spots where they have fine girls, the girls who also need UK returnee. I just returned. Oh, I just returned. The returnee. They need people like you to pimp your girlfriends to them. They need people like you to treat them like they are more men than you, simply because economically they are more advantaged than you. So they say I should go back to that. I say, which Nigeria? The crazy. Which Nigeria? Agbeke has heard this story many times. Here you get. And I'm sharing that with you too. Now them go send me back to Nigeria. Now them go buy the ticket. I won't buy any ticket and say they go. I go Nigeria. They come back. They can say, sorry, it's a can you excuse you stay there, go have to go back to Nigeria. So I will go back. I will go blame village people. People where they village, they mind their own business. They face their own hardship according to their share from Nigerian criminals. I will go back and they look at this. I know this people don't want to make them. I know this one don't want to make and do this. You know what I mean? But the bottom line I'm making is this. If you have a chance of leading a better life and you see somebody living abroad, supposedly comfortable, he won't live in Nigeria. He will never live there. A lot of us will never live in Nigeria again. Me, I will never live in Nigeria again. I'm not saying I won't come to Nigeria, but I will never, ever live in Nigeria again. Sound somehow, yeah? Okay. Because I would rather go somewhere that I will have more peace of mind when I feel like I no longer want to live in the UK, which is impossible, by the way. So the bottom line I'm making here is this. When people live abroad and they are telling you that they are strong supporter of APC, they don't love you. Okay? They will love the fact that they will give you money. They want you to beg them support for support. It makes us feel big. I mean, I should be feeling like a big man with the amount of money I give out to myself. But I don't have a chance. I don't have that bragging right because I don't love to kiss and tell. Sure you get. But forget about it. It actually makes, it feels good to give. Like if you're somebody who likes to give, you don't expect, right? It feels good, doesn't it? Some people feel powerful giving. They want you to beg them, ask them. Beg them. Even when they don't, even if they don't have that money. Even if they have to go and borrow the money and give to you. But that feeling of, so if all of you are okay in Nigeria, you know, saying all of us get this shoulder pad for, No be so that they talk and say, if you don't get money, now somebody else's behavior, you go to kind of, you will have. Just wait till you have money. Oh, he's such a very gentle, loyal, responsible young man. Oh, she's such an intelligent, beautiful, dedicated, and loyal woman. Baba, make you give her money first. That's why they talk. See, you will never know somebody's way until they touch money. And then you will see somebody, they will say, Baba, when I get money, I want to have the attitude of my yegun. No, I don't have my attitude because me, I don't get money. Now, attitude of a poor man I get. And they call him I get the talaka. Now the stubbornness of a poor man where I get. I don't get money. But if you like, you may hold the whole world. I no go bow for you. If your way of life deserves no respect. with me, Shengbai. So, you know, if they use that kind of my own Agidi or my own this thing. So, no, I don't get money, one. And I don't know, maybe when I have enough money, I don't know I don't know how I'm going to behave to those who I don't like the way they treat people below them anyway. So yeah, don't use me. My own is Agidi Talaka. Here you get. Use somebody else. But a lot of you do have people, you say, that guy get money. You no go know. You know, if you know. If you see that guy, if I get money, I want to be that gentle. Because people know that they are waiting for their turn. They say, Igba mi ti de te o je talkie yo. Igba mi ti de te o wa. Igba de, your time don't come. You know, call party. Show them. Tell people, say, don't come. Oh. Show some respect. Oh. Senior man, don't do. Level don't change. Oh. I don't want make you talk, say you don't know. You don't see what they do. You don't see the musician where they change, where they use my name. Show some respect, put some respect to that name. That kind of a thing, right? That's what they say. So if people living abroad who love to come back to Nigeria to come and flex, if they come to Nigeria and all of you are living normal, nobody see anybody. Have you not noticed? If you come abroad, that your great guy, about your nice person. Every time you call Nigeria, now 5 and 6 una be. People they call you twins self. Una they too close. Finally, you can't relocate to abroad. That your party no come the day around, they go work. Ordinary weekend, say me will just go club for weekend now, baba. It becomes such way be say now war. Until you self can't realize, say, be like you the first time. Nigeria is where they want to come and flex. So if all of you have your life like us here, busy making your money, building your life, building your country and the rest of that, you won't be ready to come and be a pimp for somebody from abroad. Abi, you won't be ready to come and be what? To somebody from abroad. Your uncle, auntie from abroad who don't wish you well. They want you to remain like that. Yeah, remain like that. Wait for God. What is wrong with you? All of you, children of nowadays, now don't even get patience anymore. You want to ride Lamborghini before you even start walking. All of you want to write, that's what they used to say to you. No. They want you like that. And your criminal politicians are considered the punisher. They are doing the right job. I live abroad, and I can tell you this. Sometimes the condescending way some of them will talk about you, will tell you all you need to know. So all you have to know is that if anybody there abroad, they tell you that you are being impatient, APC is doing it, they don't like you. And if you are living abroad doing this, don't worry. Keep living the lie. Okay? One of these days, you will also tell yourselves the truth. Either because somebody very close to you, your family member, have become victims of this bad governance, or yourself, you've become the victim. You will change your story. But for now, everybody, they try. They learn how they go cope. Because now coping, you go cope. Nothing goes up in Nigeria that comes down. You will have to cope. And if you don't believe me, don't worry. Just give it time. Right? I am going to, should I take calls? You know something, right? Let's go to bed. I know you would love to make this longer. And I'm so sorry that these days I don't give you your full content, your 3 hours all the time. But bear with me, okay? I won't tell you all about what that's all about. But again, thank you, by the way, for spending your evening with me, okay? I will see you some other time. Good night. So, meanwhile, before you leave, remember, you can still like this broadcast before you go, okay? Like it, share it, subscribe to my channel. I will see you some other time. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayedi number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayedi number one. Mayegun ti dé o. àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Máyégún Diary politico.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.